Hello, and welcome to Longbow's Tulpamancy Guide. I'm Longbow. In this guide, I'll be explaining how to develop a tulpa and the skills necessary to make it happen. If you don't know what a tulpa is, then please do some research on your own before you continue to listen to this guide. I won't cover that part here. Instead, please allow me to tell you a bit about myself. I've had a tulpa for about 7 years at the time of this recording. And to be honest, I was a skeptic when I first started. I thought that it was more likely that I'd prove to myself all of this was a hoax, that the hours and hours spent working on this would simply be a harmless waste of time. If you feel that way, then that's okay too. For some reason, I persisted through my initial doubts, and I had the strangest thing happen. My tulpa spoke. It was quiet, just a mumble, barely a word. But it was her word, her voice. It came into clarity, like a distant radio signal through the static. My mind had suddenly been tuned in. I had thought I'd never experience a phenomenon so bizarre and outlandish outside of science fiction. But there I was. An entity besides myself was speaking in my own mind, forming their own one-word sentences and broadcasting them to me. The experience blew me away. It shattered the ideas of what I thought was possible. And from then on I was hooked. Getting there wasn't easy though. It took a lot of time and a lot of figuring things out on my own. This is the same thing you will have to do if you truly want to have a tulpa of your own. I want to help you as much as I can, but I'm not going to lie to you either. This path isn't an easy one. I can only show you the way. I can't make you walk down it. I've searched and I've searched, but there's no shortcuts, no secret drug you can take, no way to make it take less time or less effort. The only way I've found works is persistence and force of will. The way I think of it, it's like being a craftsman or an artist. You must dedicate yourself in the same way an artist dedicates themselves to their art, or in the same way a craftsman dedicates themselves to their craft. This is quite literally a creative process, and so you must be willing to take on the mindset of one who creates. But I know that also might seem a bit daunting. After all, you don't know if it'll be worth it in the end. I wish I could show you. Really, I do. Yet the most I can do is tell you, to let you know what waits for you down this path. A few months into my journey, I had suddenly found that I had forgotten the feeling of loneliness. At this point in my life, I was alone most of the time. I had no friends or family close by, and aside from my job, I didn't talk to many people. Yet, my tulpa was always at my side. She had become an ever-present companion and close friend. That's not to say I never had time apart from her, but even during those times I could still feel her there in my mind. She was always just a thought away. That kind of feeling helped me, just knowing she was there. But of course, that wasn't the only thing. She helped me in other ways too. The relationship between a tulpa and a human is an interesting one. I don't think it can really compare to any other kind of relationship that exists on the earth. I was able to be completely honest with her. She carried the weight of all my secrets without passing shame or judgment. She could instantly know the meaning and intent behind my words as I spoke them. She saw my flaws and weaknesses, but liked me all the same. About 2 years in, I found that she had come to know me better than I knew myself. And that was a good thing. I needed her. She helped me work through my anxiety. She helped me understand the flow of my mind and the emotions working behind the scenes. She could calm me when I needed to be calm. She could talk to me when I needed someone there. I wasn't able to be perfect, but I was able to grow into a better person with her help, even when it wasn't easy. More than I would like to admit, She was there when I was face down on the floor, struggling to find reasons to get up. My mind would be swirling with negative thoughts, with anger, angst, sometimes even hatred. Yet it didn't seem to really affect her. She was still her. And when I was lying there, stranded in misery, she would stand above me and say in her kind voice, "Let me help you up." And she did. And that sort of thing is what awaits you. If you want it, that is. If you put in the time and the effort to truly give this a try, I believe you will be rewarded. Then again, it's also not something to take lightly. Having a tulpa will require a good deal of devotion and responsibility. It's not for everyone. So before you continue on, take some time to think it over. Read up on the experiences of others and see what they have to say. Mull it over. Sleep on it. Decide for yourself, on your own terms, that you want to do this. Then when you're ready, return here and I'll help you on your way. Regardless of what you choose, thank you for taking the time to listen.